talking about? What we talking about? They keep on telling me can't outwill these snake ass niggas ain't keeping it real. What we talking about? What we talking about? Securing the back, trying to get the M.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station, The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on The Hype 87.3. And today, I've got a superstar checking in. Tony Good at It.
Good at it. Hey.
Hey, in the building. What's going on, man? Give me some love first and foremost.
What to do?
Thank you for being here today.
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Man, it's definitely an honor. Let's move this mic a little bit. Like, push it down so it's like you can just... There you go. Just as you can talk into a little bit better. I know you kind of tall. Introduce yourself.
Tony Good at It, man. Eastside Decatur's finest. You understand me, man? Long time been at this. Love to do this, man. Got a passion for it. Been doing this a long time, man. Got great music. Project out, single out, video out. We rocking and rolling. We doing shows. I'm here. We doing all interviews, podcasts. We're not letting no opportunities pass us by at all.
I know that's right. And you've been doing this for a long time. You know, you and I were just discussing this before we went live on air. We're talking like the early 2000s you started doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say that, you know, the Atlanta music scene, because you're from Decatur, but, you know, it's still the Atlanta music scene, influenced you?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Tell us how.
Man, just the different eras of music, from the booty shaking to the crunk, because I came up in the crunk era.
Yeah.
So the crunk era, trap era, you know, before the trap era, the futuristic era, you know, futuristic swag era, trap era. I guess you could say kind of drill. I don't really rock with the drill too much like that, but I mean, just the different, you know, musics, I mean, the different styles of music in Atlanta.
Understood.
Has influenced me in some kind of way. Every era has influenced me.
Absolutely. Atlanta's just been on the radar for a lot of people for a long time. I used to come here back in the 90s for Freaknik.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I got to experience the real Freaknik. I only made it for 2 years because I had my son in the 90s, right?
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so I graduated high school in 92, had my son in 94.
Gotcha.
And then came up here, I want to say 95 and 96 for Freaknik. Just those 2 years. But me and my homegirl came up here, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences because back then it was two young females. We were out there and we were fine. We felt safe. There was no weirdo stuff. I mean, people was turning up now. Don't get it twisted. They was litty. But it's like, I feel like today it would be a little bit more difficult for young women to be in the streets around all them people today.
Yeah. It's a different time right now. Climate's different. It's a lot going on.
Absolutely. So you've been doing music again since the early 2000s.
Yes.
On a professional level since about 2005, right?
Yes.
How has your music journey from 2005 to 2025, so we talking 20 years of professionally doing it, how has your journey like expanded, and, you know, how has it grown over these 20 years?
You know, with the start of social media, that kind of changed a little bit, because back then you could pretty much walk up on people with the CDs, and you kind of could be more personable with them and everything like that. But it's like now you got social media, and it's like instant, you know, versus kind of back then it was more mystique. Like you kind of didn't know what was going on. It's kind of a little bit, you really didn't know what the artists were doing until either they dropped or you saw something, like saw a video or saw something on TV or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that social media in some ways helped and hurt the music industry, or do you think it fully helped it?
I think 50-50.
50-50. I agree with you on that.
I think it's 50-50. I think it helped, but then it also hurt it, because it's like you know everything within the first 24 hours about that artist without kind of getting to know and grow with them.
Sure.
You kind of know about an artist like within the first, like you know everything about them soon as you start following. You can kind of just go through their page and like, oh, okay, he does this, he does that, he got this, he got that. And it's like there's nothing left for the, you know, left kind of for like you, like, okay, what they're going to do next or when they're going to do this. It's like no mystery.
Exactly.
No more. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think too with social media, a lot of false information gets out there.
Yeah, because it's like on. I always tell people all the time on social media, you can be who you want to be.
Yeah.
And you might not really be that person in real life.
A lot of rap cap.
Right. For sure.
Definitely. And taking it back to the early 2000s, obviously you grew up in Decatur, you're in the Atlanta area.
Yep.
But what do you feel like it was within yourself that said, man, this is something I want to do?
That starts with who influenced me was I was listening to a lot of people, even young. Like I got a cousin that was like 9 years older than me. He was putting me on MTV Raps when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
But the person that influenced me that made me want to be like, okay, I want to be a rapper is Juvenile.
Okay.
When I heard 400 Degrees.
Man, one of the best ever.
Yeah, classic.
Classic.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember being in the club. See, back in the day, because I'm an OG, y'all. I'm a lot of y'all's elder. I'm about to be 51, and I'm proud to say that because a lot of people ain't living to see my age, right?
Not at all.
But I remember when me and my homegirls would go to the club, like back in my, I would say like early 20s, we would be on the dance floor all night coming off. We'd be sweating our hair out. They don't do that no more, and it's because of back that ass up, Juvenile type days. That's the type of stuff we was listening to.
Right. Yeah.
Man.
It's like everybody standing around mugging, mean, everybody hard, everybody on the wall, nobody dancing no more. Atlanta is known for dancing.
Right, exactly. Right. The South is for sure. Because,
much, yeah.
Florida, we had a lot of that, 2 Live Crew and, 69 Boys, 95 South, of course, Trick Daddy, definitely. Absolutely. Throughout your journey in music, having done it for 20 plus years, it's a long time. So I definitely commend you for sticking with it. What has kept you doing it for so long?
I think my love for it.
Yeah, it's your true passion.
Yeah, my love for it.
Break that down. Like, what does your passion for music look like?
Man, like I've gotten arguments, almost fights, and I take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
Over these 20 plus years, what do you feel like has been the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome to continue doing music?
The biggest challenge for me would be not necessarily social media, because now the things I wasn't doing on social media, I am doing. So I wouldn't say it was that. I would just say, I guess it's like who you know.
Yeah.
It's who you know, because you can know somebody that know you're great and all that, but they'll be trying to hold you back. Or they could be a gatekeeper. They could have the information, but they might not want to give it to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, how am I win when you got this anchor on me, you holding me down, and you ain't trying to let me blossom?
I couldn't agree more. You are absolutely right. And I remember my first day in college, and I'm a college dropout, by the way. I'm not ashamed to admit to it because I'm a business owner now, right? My first day in college, we were sitting in orientation, and the guy who was instructing it said, in life, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. Right. I'm like, well, why am I sitting here if it's not about what I know and it's who I know? Yep. I took that and ran with it because I had my son at 19 years old, so I couldn't finish college. I was trying to work, take care of a son, this, that, and the third. That's a whole nother story. But I took that and ran with it. Like you said, it's about the people that you know and you build relationships with.
Yep, for sure.
Who would you say are some of the people throughout your journey that you have built these solid relationships with that's really maybe put you on game or put you in some good positions? Shout them out.
Definitely my partner Darius Cook. We've kept in touch throughout the years, even when he wasn't in Georgia, when he was out of state working and stuff.
Yeah.
We kept in touch, and he's always motivated me. My brother Cash Prince, that's another artist. He'll be coming on the scene pretty soon. I'll be introducing my brother Cash Prince. He was in Cali for a while, and throughout that time, he would just keep going, bro. You got it. You're one of the greats. Just keep doing your thing. He's really the people that's on my team.
Yeah.
Coca Alameen, that's another artist. We got a track together on the Hefe Tony 3. He's like, big bro, you got it, Tony. You came a long way. Your style changed. You changed with the times. Him, my engineer, Saint Nick. Yeah, one of the greatest engineers ever. Yeah.
He's here in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's here too. He's always believed in me. we just recently got back in touch about 3 years ago.
Okay.
He reached back out and he was like, "Man, you still going, bro?" He was like, "Man, you still?" He was like, "You got shows," and he was like, "You got a team." He was like, "Man, what can I do to help?" And then he came in, he built the studio. So that's why I'm recording in his studio. He did about most of Hefe Tony 3. He did most of that project, mixing and mastering. I do all my recordings with him now. Within the last 2 years, I've been recording with him.
Amazing.
Who else I got? My producer, Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
And all of these guys are older than me, so they keep me level-headed. They keep me grounded. So with him, we met. It's so funny because we met through a coworker.
Okay.
And the coworker, I think I showed him a video one day, and he was like, "Man, it's a guy on our crew that's a producer." He was like, "I'm gonna introduce y'all." So he introduced us, and when me and him locked in, he seen the talent, and he was like, "Oh yeah, bro, we gotta work." So we've been working. Big shout out to Bo. That's another big homie who's been that's my full team.
Yeah.
Everybody I'm naming, that's my team. They keep me, like I said, they keep me grounded. They're always coming up with ideas for me, as far as things I can do. Anytime I got stuff going on, I always let them know they support, 100%. Big shout out to my wife and my baby too.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Just going home, looking at them every day, that's another thing that keeps me going and keeps me wanting to do great and be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
While you brought it up, while we're on the subject, because you got the beautiful medallions on of your wife and your baby girl, how did fatherhood change your life?
Before your parents, it's you. But then, once you become a parent, it's like, no, you're second now.
It's bigger than you.
Right. It's about your seed. So it's about her, she's straight. She's a happy baby. She's smiling and laughing every day. I talk to her, even though she can't understand it right now. I'm talking to her. She's just looking at me, smiling and happy. So as long as her and my wife is happy, I'm happy. So.
Listen, that's absolutely right. I think that is the foundation of it is once you find your soulmate, whether they become your wife or just, your partner for life, then you start a family. That's the biggest blessing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Having kids and like you said, that's your seed, that's your offspring. You have a baby girl. You're a girl dad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're her protector.
For sure, yeah. For sure.
You're gonna have he gonna be ready to come to battle about her, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful though. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're performing at the Sweet Auburn Music Fest coming up.
Yeah, that's Mother's Day weekend, May 10th and May 11th.
Great event. I actually got to host the main stage probably maybe the year or two after I moved here. Gotcha. Maybe 2014, 2015. Great experience. Have you performed there before, or is this your first time?
This is actually my fourth.
Your fourth time?
I've done 17, 18, 19, and this year.
Okay.
I took a break from it.
Sure.
And then came back, so I'm back this year.
Got you. When you get on that stage this year, what can we anticipate?
Oh, energy.
Yeah.
That's what my guy just spoke about, Coke Alamine. He just told me the other day, he said, bro, when you do songs, you're going to always bring the energy.
Yeah.
So energy, definitely bars, definitely swag, and definitely that Decatur demeanor.
Decatur where it's greater, is that what they say?
Yeah, for sure.
How long is your show set?
Normally it'll be about between 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay. That's a long time. Like, it don't seem like, if you say 7 to 10 minutes, it don't sound like a long time. But when you got to get up on that stage it's a long time. It's a long time. Like, you can get out of breath moving around up there. You got to have that breath control.
Oh, I got that. Trust me.
Yeah. You've been doing this long enough. You've mastered that.
Yes. That's what a lot of people tell me when they see me perform. They be like, man, the breath control is crazy.
And listen, and that to me is so impressive because, again, I've been doing showcases for years, and I've seen some artists be completely out of breath after a one song, 3-minute song.
Right.
Definitely. Tell us the dates one more time for people that want to come support.
Sweet Auburn Festival is May 10th and May 11th. That's actually Mother's Day weekend.
What, are you performing both days?
For sure.
Okay.
But if not, I'll let everyone know. Or you can, like I said, you can follow me on Instagram at Good At It Tony for updates on anything I got going on.
Absolutely. Definitely. You've also had your music played on the Battlegrounds on 107.9.
Yes, this was in I think either 2020 or 2021. I was pushing a song then called Mad Emoji.
Okay. How did your song wind up on the Battlegrounds? That's the congratulations.
I think then they were accepting songs.
Yes.
You could like send the song in, I guess like for review or something. So I sent the song in, they liked it, and I was up against the guy at that time that was the champion.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but they had me as one of the contenders. So yeah, I mean, and then they play like half of the record.
Right.
So they played like half of it, but the thing I didn't get to hear was the call-ins. I didn't get to hear that part.
Gotcha.
Even though I was listening to it live, I didn't get to hear the people calling in. But I did have someone I know call me and was like, "Bro, I just heard your song." Actually, my auntie. She called.
Okay.
She was like, "Nephew, I just heard your song. You sound so good."
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Who was it at that time? Because I know that over the years they've had different like radio personalities and stuff.
Right.
Do you recall who it was working during the time when your song was on the Battlegrounds?
I think it was Dirty Boys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think they were still on there at that time.
Sounds about right. So do you have a lot of music on the digital platforms?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If you had to take a guess, how many songs would you say you have out there?
Ooh, man. Because this album has about 17, the last album 17, and then a bunch of singles. So I'll say at least
50?
Yeah, I round it off. I say about roughly 50 or a little less.
Okay. Out of all the songs that are out there, whether you release it as a single or you release it on an album, which one historically has been your top stream song?
Oh man, right now, because I check my Apple Music top songs every day. It changes, but it's two that's been staying in the top like 3. East Side featuring Sleep on Jay, which is actually on my album and his. That's like a summertime vibe type of song for sure.
Gotcha.
That one, the single "What We Talking About," that one, and like I said, I have a song with Coca Alamine, one of the other artists I work with, Mouth.
Got you.
We're actually performing that tonight at the event.
Okay, yeah,
the car show
you
event.
did mention you're performing at the car show later today.
Tell
everybody real quickly about the car show. Like, do you have like you have the name of the venue? It's Creative something, right?
My Creative House ATL.
Is there still opportunities for people to attend? I don't know if they had to purchase tickets ahead of time. Do you know?
No,
they can just show up.
Yeah, you kind of could, because this is like the second one. So I think this one's probably gonna be bigger than the last one. Even though the last one was dope, but I think this one's gonna be even bigger.
Got you. Do you know approximately what time you're performing?
Not exactly, but the time frame of the event is from 6 to 10.
So somewhere in between there, which they need to come out and just support the whole event anyway.
Yeah, so big shout out to My Creative House ATL. Big shout out to 1225 on the Dash. Dre Day. Big shout out to Off Zion. Big shout out to Stealth, which is their car club. And big shout out to Apex Motor House. They're another car company, car club, and car shop. They actually let me shoot some scenes at their shop for the What We Talking About video.
Amazing. I love it.
Big shout out to them.
Shout out, exactly, for people who are putting people in a position to be able to get shine like yourself. I love that.
Because I met them at the first event.
Okay.
Yeah. They're called Apex Motor House. And they actually just got here from Miami. They got a shop here now, but their main shop was in Miami.
I love it.
Florida. Yeah.
Something you just said is so key and so important. You met them at the first event, which means you met them, but you followed up and followed through.
Yep.
The follow up and follow through is the most important part.
Yep. And that's what my the guy just shout out Dre Day, aka 1225 on the Dash. That's what he told me. He said, man, bro, now that they following you and you following them, he said, man, follow through. He said, because I was telling them that we wanted to use the shop to shoot the video. Once I saw the shop and what kind of cars they had, I was like, man, you guys got one of the cars that I mentioned in the song.
I need that.
So it worked out. Video is dope. I love it. It's going up. They loved it. They was just intrigued by the whole video shooting process. Like they was like really amazed. Like once they saw us do the different scenes and stuff, they loved it.
You've been doing this for a long time, so you are seasoned with this. And it's no shade to the younger artists, but I feel like when you walk through the door to do some work versus an artist that's only been doing it for 6 months, it's like you're a breath of fresh air because you're polished, you're seasoned, you understand how this stuff works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
People look forward to you coming through.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people look forward to it because they know I've been at it for so long. Especially like people who really know me, or like went to school with me, or just know me from or met me throughout the years.
Yes,
they know I'm going to come through.
Absolutely, 100%. Hefe Tony 3 is out now.
Yes, 17-track album.
17-track album. How does this album or this project stand out or differ from the previous ones that came out?
Okay, so the album before that is Kings and Queens Playlist.
Okay.
So Kings and Queens Playlist is more dedicated to the female audience.
I got it.
Even though it is a few songs on there for the guys, that one is mostly dedicated to the women.
Okay.
So you need to check that one out.
No, facts, because women, truth be told, are going to be your biggest audience.
Right.
You know, that's just what it is.
Right. But this one, it's a sprinkle of everything: the club, the female records, the club records, the street records, the family records. Because I got a song on there that I got that's about wifey and baby girl. So
yeah,
even though I wrote it before baby girl was here, now when I listen to it, I'm like, man, that really hits different now that she's
actually here. Yeah.
Yeah. So got those type of records. What else is on there? I got a few R&B artists on there. Coke Alamine's on there. BJ Bowers, Javion, Miss Fortune, Sleep on Jay. That's a dope R&B artist too.
Amazing. I love that you're well rounded with it. You know, you're working with different people, different styles of music. I think all those elements are important. You had stuff for the ladies, you got something for the fellas. All those elements to me is what makes it a great album versus just being a mediocre project.
Right.
When you get into album mode, do you typically tackle it the same way each time, or is your approach a little different each time?
Well, I got like that old school artists. Like old school artists go off themes or whatever that title of the album is.
Right.
They try to make songs around the title. So like, I was talking to my guy Darius Cook. Like that's my business partner. So we was talking last night, and I said I want to start working on Kings and Queens Playlist 2. Which that one is gonna be more female driven as well.
Okay.
So it's gonna have like the much, not such like slow records, but more sexy records.
Yeah.
More kind of like the club vibe, stuff for the women. So
absolutely. Yeah. So your themes definitely vary from project to project, maybe even song to song.
Yeah.
I love that. That's actually a question that I ask often, if your themes remain the same, because there are some artists who just throughout their entire catalog, their theme is the same, which is cool. That's cool for them. But I like the fact that you're venturing out and you're giving somebody a little bit something different each song, each project.
Right.
Absolutely. So so there's a part 1 and part 2, I'm guessing, because it's Hefe Tony 3?
Yes, it is a part. Well, I could break each one down to you. Part 1 was a 4-song EP.
Okay.
And I actually recorded that one, I think either before that first time I performed at Sweet Auburn, or it was either after. I think it was after I performed. I did that one. That was like a 4-song EP. Then when I did 2 has 11 songs.
Got you. So they're growing in size.
Right. So 2 was more about my life experiences, things I went to in Decatur, things I saw, things I came up around, things I was involved in, more about that. And then 3 was more about where I am now.
Understood. Makes sense. So it's really
it's like a series, yeah.
They've evolved with you.
Yeah.
Because you've evolved. You're an adult now. You've seen a lot over these years. You know what I'm saying? You've grown as a person, as a man. Now you're married and have a daughter. Like, life is different for you.
Right.
How does work-life balance look for you?
Woo, man. Yeah. I try to do as much as I can, dedicate as much as I can. Try to be there for the fam as much as I can. I try to, whenever I have time, I'm spending with them. I try to balance it out. I always conversate with my wife about what I got going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, I try to let her know, like, as soon as I know, especially like if it's, out of ways. Like if it's like 3 or 4 weeks out or a month out, I'll be like, look, on this date I got this going on, so we'll plan all this stuff in between like the time today. Like so, in between like this interview and the event, I got probably like a 5-hour window.
Yeah.
So I am gonna do something with them before I go do the event tonight.
I think that's one of the most important things, and you know this, but sometimes it just needs to be said for the world to hear it, is communication is key.
Right.
I feel like in any healthy relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or business relationship or anything in between, that communication, as long as that line of communication stays open, things are going to work out the way they're supposed to.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, me and my business partner, OG Bigger Rankin, we talk before you got here today. We talk all the time because we keep that line of communication open.
Right.
You know, that way there's no guessing.
Right.
What's going on, who's doing what. You know, that communication is there.
Oh, yeah.
I want to touch on something that you spoke on a little bit earlier. You talked about the gatekeepers in the music industry,
Yes.
which is a real thing.
Yes.
Why do you feel like some of these people, and it typically comes from people that are either been doing this for a very long time,
or
the
somebody
OGs,
you know.
or
It can be somebody you know.
right? Why do you feel like people want to gatekeep on what we're doing here in this industry? What is your take on it?
Because sometimes they may feel deep down that they know if you get that opportunity that you may be bigger than what they have going on.
Yeah.
Or you may be getting more than they're getting, or you may get more fans than they have. It just, I don't understand why it's like that, but it's been like that since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really some bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
they really need to cut that shit out, man, because you holding back a lot of talented people doing
Yes.
that. Like, y'all want to let the bullshit ride, but y'all don't want to let the great ones be great.
I agree. And it's like, it comes, like you said, it could come from people you know. It could come from some of the fellow artists. It could come from the music executives.
Yep.
I think a lot of it boils down to, like what you were saying, is most people don't want you to see you or me do better than them.
Right.
Period.
And that's all it really boils down to.
Which is
at the end of the day.
weird and corny to me. If my people get on, I want to cheer and clap for them. I'm excited because I feel
sure.
like it's opening doors for me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But what would you say to them people out there who are just stuck on this gatekeeping mentality?
Cut that shit out and let us be great.
Cut that, yeah. Nah, for real. So what do you think needs to change in the music industry to give artists like yourself more freedom and control over your music career?
I think it need to go back to being about the talent.
That's a big one. Talk to us.
I think it need to go back to being about the talent, because everybody be talking about, oh, you can have the talent, but nah, fuck that. That's what this game was built off of in the beginning.
Correct.
Talent.
Yes.
So it needs to go back to being about the talent. Okay, I might not have 1 million followers, but so what? I got the talent.
Do you think social media played a big part in that?
Yeah, because like I said, on social media, you can be who you want to be.
Yeah. Because now the record labels are not developing artists. They're looking at your numbers. How many followers do you have on social media?
And those can be inflated.
Most of them are inflated.
Right.
Let's just keep it G.
Followers, like, it's so many platforms and stuff like that. You can buy followers.
Exactly.
And do this
Streams on Spotify, all that stuff can be fluffed. And let's be honest now, we know most of these labels are fluffing and enhancing them numbers too. Let's just keep it G.
The labels got them people in their pocket.
No, that is facts. Absolutely. So I agree with you. I love social media when it's used correctly.
Right.
When it's used the right way, because it allows us to connect with so many people that we may not have. However, I'm with you on the fact that it took away from it being about talent.
Right.
Man.
But it's always been about that. Like, look at the people, before this generation now. Those people was talented as hell. Think about the 90s. How many talented people came out of the 90s.
And you can still play their music today, and people love it because of the true talent was there. Atlanta's like historically put out superstars. So is Memphis. So is New York. So is Cali. Like there's, so is Texas.
Like, no shade to no other singer, but there's been nobody in this industry that can match Whitney Houston's or Mariah Carey's voice.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, and how long them people been out?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Who's two male artists, R&B singers that you feel like people can't match?
You
wanna be starting something
Oh, yeah, come on. No, Mike. Come on. I didn't even have to say him. Everybody knows he's number one. Despite his situation,
R. Kelly.
Nobody can duplicate that.
Listen, bro.
Nobody can duplicate that.
Give me some love on that one. I don't care what mess y'all say he did. R. Kelly is the GOAT.
Yeah, nobody can duplicate what that man has done.
I agree.
He's the GOAT.
He is absolutely the GOAT. I still listen to his music often.
Oh, yeah.
You know who else I really love and I listen to her music often is Sade. I think she's so beautiful and got such beautiful music as well.
Yeah, she has a different voice, too.
Exactly. Timeless.
Yeah.
100%. What is being a music artist? What does it mean to you? What's your definition of you being a music artist? Because it's different for everybody.
Showing up, be serious about your craft. And this is another thing I hate kind of with the younger artists. Please write your raps, man. Please, man.
They don't, and they won't.
That shit is ridiculous, man, because it's like you just getting on there saying anything, and that shit don't even be having nothing to do with the song.
It's just because it rhymes.
Right.
You know.
And that's why I said themes are important.
Yes.
Because you can have a theme talking about this, and you talking about a whole nother thing. So it's like, come on now, cut the bullshit out. Come on now, you're doing too much.
So that's truly being an artist in your definition, and I agree with you. I want to hone in on a little bit what you just said about artists not writing, because I sit down with, we'll say March alone, I had 52 interviews. I do a lot of interviews. I sit down with a lot of artists. I have since 14 years ago. And I would say majority of the artists, I'll ask them, do you write? And I would say a good 90% of them tell me no. No, they get in the studio and they punch in. And, I don't shade nobody for their style if that's what works for them. However, I will challenge them. Try writing a song one time and see how it makes you feel, because writing is a therapy.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel when you get to sit down and write a song? And are you physically putting pen to paper?
Oh, yeah. Or you gotta do it in my phone.
Yeah. How does it make you feel?
Well, I haven't did the pen and paper in a while. I actually been doing it on my phone.
He said, I'm past that now because I got me a smartphone.
Yeah.
I type it.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Talk to text, right?
Right. I definitely put them in my phone. I'm coming up with stuff every day. But I think that's another thing that we're missing in the music industry too. Like, everybody wants to be Jay-Z and Lil Wayne. Like, no, cut it out.
Yeah.
You guys are not on their level. I'm sorry to tell you.
Absolutely.
But you're not. Like, write it down. And everybody know, like, because it was a point in time I wasn't doing features.
Right.
But see, now since I've been doing features, anybody I work with, they know, oh, this guy is going to show up and he's going to come with it. They know what time. I'm not playing around. They know what time it is. They know any track. I don't care what kind of track it is. They know when I get on there, I'm going up every time. Y'all
better step it up when he come to get on your track. Let me ask you this. You've done a lot of music over 20 years. A lot. Mm-hmm. Just quickly run through your catalog, and what is one of your favorite bars or one of your favorite lines from one of your songs?
Man.
I know you got a lot of them, but give us one. Something you maybe find yourself referencing a lot.
Well, I say this when I reference the bullet in my head. I say, better do your research on the really surviving.
Man, that's a bar right there for sure, because I feel like, period, we need to do our research on people that came before us to pave the way, right? While we're on the subject, this man still got a whole bullet in his head.
For sure.
How long ago were you shot?
I got shot in 2009.
Was it something that was intentional towards you, or was it you were in the wrong place, wrong time?
Could have been both.
Yeah.
Could have been both.
So
because I was in Decatur when it happened.
Yeah. So to this day, you're not 100% sure if it was intended for you or if you were just wrong place, wrong time?
Not 100% sure at all.
Leading up to it happening, what do you remember up until the second that you don't remember anymore? Like, what do you recall?
I remember everything.
Really?
I remember everything vividly. We was at the studio. My cousin had a studio on Gresham Road. We was at the studio, and a friend of mine and one of our cousins, they were like, man, because we had been recording, so he was like, man, we're hungry. Let's go get something to eat. And then it was late, so I'm like, really? The only thing open is like McDonald's.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, well, let's go there. So we got off Gresham Road, got on Flat Shows, and started driving down Flat Shows. That's actually the area of Decatur I'm from. I'm from Flat Shows Road. Driving down Flat Shows. Right before we get almost to South Decatur Mall, that's where it hit me.
So you were in the car driving?
I actually was driving.
So to me, it sounds wrong place, wrong time. You probably got hit by a stray bullet, which happens.
Yeah, it could have been.
Man, that could have been completely devastating because you could not be here right now to talk about it.
Yeah, I felt it when it hit me. Instantly, I felt something. Like I felt it hit me. And I just remember like blood leaking. And
you felt it, right?
But my cousin knew because he was sitting in the passenger seat and he looked, and I guess he saw me like feeling and
like what happened
and looking at because it was like blood all on my shoulder. So he was looking like, "Cuz you hit." I was like, I don't know what's going on, but something just hit me. So
man,
that was a crazy experience though.
So did you guys just immediately pull over, dial 911?
Well, we pulled over. My cousin, he ran in the store. I think he was going to go get probably napkins or some rolling paper or something, to try to stop the bleeding. So we had our friend in the back. He got out. He looked, and I guess he actually saw the hole.
Oh my gosh.
The wound, but he didn't really want to. He didn't really tell me that I was.
He didn't want to freak you out.
Yeah, so he was like, "I'm going crazy. You motherfuckers don't try to kill me. I'm in my own, I'm going crazy." So he like, bro, calm down. Let me check it out. So once he sees the wound, he like, nah, bro, this shit fucked up. We got to get you. We got to get you some help. So once Cuz come back, I'm like, you got a license? He like, yeah. So I'm like, look. We going straight down Keller Road. We didn't even have time to go to Grady. They took me to the Cab Medical.
Yeah. So you said the bullet is still in there.
Yes.
Was that a decision they made because they felt like it was less life-threatening to leave it in there versus trying to pull it out?
And then they said it was around some things that...
Got you.
Yeah.
Do you still experience like pain and stuff from it? Do you like know that? Can you feel physically that it's there?
Nah, not at
really?
All.
Wow. You're a true survivor, bro.
And it's still in the same spot, too. Hasn't moved.
Wow. Yeah, he showed me the x-ray, y'all. Like, it's like right kind of like above your mouth. Mm-hmm. Man, what was the healing process like? How long did it take before you were all hit? Because I don't even see a scar.
Yeah. I was working, I think I was working like a warehouse job back then. And when it happened, I probably back to work in a week.
Really?
And my job was freaking out because they was looking. They was like, "Where it happened?" They all over my face. They like, "Where it happened, bro? We don't see no wound with a hole." They looking. They like, "You sure you got shot?"
Wow.
Like, yeah. But that's because I had it covered the first day. Then after that, the doctor was like, "Don't cover it anymore. Let the air get in there, and it'll heal naturally."
Correct. Absolutely.
Yep.
I think that's a big misconception. People keep wounds bandaged up, and it stays moist, and it doesn't heal properly. You got to let that air dry it out.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, I'm so glad that you got through that time and you're here to talk about it. Are you spiritual?
Yeah, I believe in the Lord. Yeah, I'm definitely a Christian. I believe in the Lord, and especially when that happened, man, because I was praying crazy all the way there. I was praying crazy all the way there, like, Lord,
please.
I was like, because I think back then I was in the streets a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? If I survive through this, I'm going to straighten up.
Yes. Absolutely. I was going to say,
straight.
God got you through that, and I feel like, we have to give praise to the Most High. So definitely. Something you touched on earlier, I want to ask you a question about. You had said, with social media, you can be whoever you want, which is the absolute facts. We know that people only show us the highlight reels of their life.
Right.
You as an artist, how important is it to you to stay true to your roots of who you are, even though you are an artist, and maybe when you get on stage, you got to have kind of this alter ego, but keeping it true to your roots of who you are, how important is that to you?
Very, because I want people to know Tony Good at it, who Tony Good at it is, what he's about, what he stands for, no nonsense, positive guy. I'm always gonna bring positive energy. I'm show everybody love. I support everybody who support me. Good music for sure. I do need to start showing my funny side because I am a funny guy. But it's just like when it comes to this, I I try to be a little bit more serious, but
Understood.
I got a friend who was talking to me before I came in. He was like, bro, you got to start showing them your goofy side, bro.
People love that.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted. It makes them feel good.
Right, because I'm already a likable guy.
Yeah.
I just got to start showing them that I can be funny, too.
I couldn't agree more. Whoever your partner is that told you that's the absolute truth.
Shout out Cash Prince.
Shout out to Cash Prince, because it is facts, man. Like, you think about a lot of the stuff that goes viral on social media, it's funny stuff, whether it's a skit or just real deal fun, people just being funny, right? Mm-hmm. So you definitely need to show that side of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And I start doing that more online, too.
Definitely. Yeah. One more thing I want to talk to you about before we check out the record is you started your own medical courier business.
Good at it, courier.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
With somebody who's juggling so much, you're a husband, you're a father, you're an artist, you're a business owner, you probably got other stuff going on, man. In the midst of all that, what made you decide to start this business?
I had been seeing it a lot, like the last, I think it was about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. I
was just seeing so many people talk about it, all these different posts, and I just started doing my research the last 2 years. I was doing my research, and I came across 2 guys that's been very successful. One of them is named, I know his name is Tony as well. Stick With Us, I think it's Stick With Us Delivery.
Yes.
That's one, and then the other guy, he got one called Courier Business Academy, I believe. Those 2 guys are very successful. They don't gatekeep. They give you the game. You could take courses, or they do like Zoom calls and stuff like that. So I just started looking into what you need, what you got to have. I got the 2 certifications. I got the HIPAA certification, bloodborne pathogen certification. You got to have your EIN number and your LLC. I got all that. So, and I got the logo. So
that is dope.
I'm ready to go. I'm looking for contracts. I've been trying to get out there, get my contracts going and stuff, and start dabbling into that.
So you'll be transporting like medical supplies and maybe blood work and
whatever, samples.
Do you think that you'll ever get into the side of transportation where you're actually moving patients? Like maybe somebody needs a ride to the doctor or something, like an elderly patient. Is that something ever an interest for you?
Probably not that far.
Yeah.
But I mean, possibly.
I got you.
But,
got to get this up and running first.
Yeah.
Understood.
Trying to get the courier side going.
Definitely.
But it can be very lucrative for you.
Facts.
Depending on what you got going on.
Listen, absolutely, because there's a need for it. Yeah. It's definitely one of those businesses that, certain things, like you said, blood and stuff has to be handled by a professional.
Yep. You
can't just hire someone up the street to come transport it because it could get contaminated, right? Absolutely. So that's dope, man. Definitely. Let's talk about this record, this single that we got loaded up.
What we talking about?
Who produced this one?
Deezy Beats.
Okay.
But on Instagram, he goes by Turn Me Up Deezy.
Turn Me Up Deezy. Is that his producer tag as well?
Yep.
Turn Me Up Deezy.
It says that.
I love it. I love it.
I think he's out of Birmingham.
Okay. Shout out to the Bingham. Lot of talent out there. Big facts, man.
Shout out Deezy.
And there's a video for this one, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a video.
Doing well, streaming, getting a lot of attention.
Yep.
What does this song mean to you?
It's part, like I said in my last interview, it's part of my lingo, my everyday language. I say it all the time, even when I know I'm not saying it. It's just something that I've been saying so much. Me and my partners, we said, and it's funny how I came up with it. Like we were saying it so much that one day I was over my partner's house. We was at he was having a barbecue, and he had like family and friends over, and they were playing some beats. And they just had us freestyling, and one of the beats came on. I was like, what we talking about? I was like, oh, man, I need to. And then, so when I left his crib, I started putting the song together that day. So, yeah, man, that's what it means to me. And it's also like a statement song. Like, even though it's saying what we talking about, it's basically like, okay, you hating on me, but I'm doing better than you. So what we really talking about?
What we talking about? It's like an anthem,
right?
Slick, like an anthem.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. That's dope, man. Well, we got a record loaded up and ready to go. We're gonna check it out. Before we do that, anybody who wants to keep up with you, follow you, where's the best way for them to keep up with you and follow you on social media?
Instagram is Good At It Tony. It's GOODATITTONY. TikTok is Tony Good At It. Instagram, Tony Good at it. Don't really do X. I never really been a fan of Twitter like that. Don't really do X. I gotta get my website back going. I had a website, TonyGoodAtIt.com.
Yeah, get that up and running.
Yeah, and I gotta update some stuff on there too, because I gotta put all the new stuff on there. So
Definitely,
I'll have that back up probably within the next few months. So don't worry.
We're holding him accountable. I'm gonna be checking that .com. But like, where is it at?
Yep,
That's dope. Super dope. Who do you want to give thanks to? I think it's important we just give thanks to the people that love us and support us. Who would that be for you?
Oh, that's the Most High first. First and foremost, I want to thank God for even allowing me to be here, be on this platform, still have breath in my lungs, blood flowing through my veins. Him first, family second. My wife, my child, my mom, my dad, my team third, my team, that's Cook, Saint Nick, Freeze, Coca, Bo, Cash Prince. You know what I mean? I really appreciate you guys, man, for believing in me and, getting behind me and pushing me more to be, more than what I'm doing, just pushing me every day and us having those conversations and about what we planning and what we trying to do. Let me see who else. Yeah, pretty much it.
And you?
Oh yeah, myself. I've done a lot since this year started. Like, it's crazy how I'm rolling. Like, it's like my second interview. I've done about 3 or 4 shows already. Album out, single out, video out. I got Sweet Auburn Fest coming up.
Yes.
I just did another interview like a week or 2 ago. So I'm rolling.
And I'll tell you, he did a phenomenal job of promoting the fact that he had an interview coming. I wanted to commend you on that.
I appreciate it.
Some people book interviews and they'll ask me for a flyer, which I typically make them anyway.
Right.
But then they never post it. I'm like, how are your people supposed to know to tune in and listen? So I want to say you did a phenomenal job, great job of promoting the fact that you were going to be here today.
Oh,
So
yeah.
shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to your team. Shout out to your family. Shout out to everybody that's involved in your movement.
Appreciate it.
Sounds like you got a great situation going on.
Shout out to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This has been a long time coming.
Long time coming. It ain't going to be the last one. We're going to do it again. Definitely. So let's go ahead and get into this record. I got it loaded up. If you can introduce it.
This is What We Talking About by Tony Good at it, produced by Deezy Beats, a.k.a. Turn Me Up Deezy. It's on all platforms right now, and the video is on YouTube. Let's get it.
Let's go. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.
What we talking about, though? I mean, like, really, what we talking about? This your boy Tony Good at it. Turn me up. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about?